Hi guys, it's Steve at Golf Tech Systems. We're at the MK Demo Centre and today we are looking at the new baby Golf Tech Enclosure. So you've probably seen video prior to this of our new main enclosure, and that is this one over here. And that's the 4.5 metre by 3 metre enclosure, and with the projector mounted onto the framework itself. Great setup, looks brilliant, very lifelike when you're playing, but obviously needs a lot of space. So I wanted to come up with a smaller setup, and this is basically more designed for people that got small spaces, home users especially. Gives them something that they can still feel is a really good setup, getting the most out of it, but it's not really affecting in terms of performance. So this is a 3 metre wide by 2.5 metre high. So it will fit predominantly in a lot of spaces where golf sims will be set up for home users, garages, that sort of thing, spare rooms. But the one thing that we do stumble across, making the enclosure smaller, not a problem at all, we just change the dimensions obviously. But the thing that does become a slight problem is the projector. Now, as I said, on the big enclosure, it's high enough and wide enough that when it's ceiling mounted or mounted off the enclosure, it doesn't come into play. You don't even really notice it's there, you swing, you hit, and your mind's not on it at all. If we were to do the same thing on the 3 metre enclosure, especially when it's only 2.5 high, it's in a position where it's a little bit vulnerable. Now, if you've got a wide enough room where you can be in a central hitting point to that 3 metre enclosure, that's fine, you'll probably just about get away with it. It'll still be a little bit daunting, but it'll be okay. But if you're in a position where most people are, where the room is 3 metres wide, the chances are you will not be stood with a central hitting point. So you'll be in a similar sort of setup to this. I'll just move over in line. You can see that we're slightly off centre, and even more so for some setups. Some guys may feel that they need to go even further to the right for this right-handed setup and it more into the right-hand corner of the screen. Now, what we've tried to do is we kind of try to come up with a solution with the projector, because if the projector was then ceiling mounted there in the middle and you are over here to the right, you're going to find that when you swing, that projector's going to be right on your follow through. So you're going to be a little bit cautious of what's going on, a little bit tentative with your swing, and it's obviously in a very weak position in terms of it being hit. So I wanted to come up with a solution that took that headache out of the way. Now, you guys might have seen the True Golf Vista systems that we do, and that system basically has a floor-mounted projector, so the projector will sit under a cover just in front of the mat. That's fine on the Vistas because the Vistas have like a T-platform, so the platform kind of runs in line parallel with the hood. It all sits nicely, it looks part of the whole platform, it doesn't look out of place. A home user that's, say if they've got a Skytrak like this, the chances are they're only going to really want to put a mat down on the floor, again keeping the cost down. So this sort of setup exactly, mat on the floor, Skytrak, enclosure. You don't really want to put a projector down there on the floor under a cover. It just looks a little bit wrong, and it's just a bit cumbersome. So we've been doing a lot of testing at Golf Tech with a good projector supplier of ours that we use, very good in the UK, to find the right solution around this. And what we've managed to do is we've managed to find a projector that, after a bit of tinkering with some specific settings, we can actually get the projector to sit technically on the sidewall. So here you can see it sits perfectly on the bottom of our Golf Tech hi-fi stand. PC sits above it. It sits there, but then the projected image then goes out nice and square. And also with this specific projector, we can then change the kind of the ratio. Normally most projectors would be throwing out kind of 16:9, 16:10 or 4:3, which would give us some white around the screen. We're quite fortunate with this projector that we can then, again with some special settings in it, we can change it to fill the whole screen. So we're really pleased with this setup, and we think that this, especially kind of systems guys that are looking at Skytrak, this is going to be a really popular system. So yeah, you're basically just looking at Golf Tech Enclosure, MIDI one, mat with Skytrak, and then PC and projector over on the sidewall. So yeah, a great little setup. A lot of work has gone into kind of making it work like that, and giving it the right setup that we need. But we think that this basically now gives the home user the guys out there that have already bought systems like Skytrak or even Optishot, it will now give them a really neat system that looks really, really professional. So if you want to come down and see it, you are more than welcome. Book an appointment with us on the website at the Milton Keynes Demo Centre, and if you need any more information, contact us at www.golftechsystems.com.